Your Los Angeles Chargers in the Bay Area set to take on the San Francisco 49ers as we welcome you about 40 miles to the southeast here at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Hi, everyone. So excited to have you with us here for this final preseason game for the LA Chargers alongside the Hall of Famer LaDainian Tomlinson. I'm Spiro Dedes. We'll hear from Haley Elwood in just a little bit. LT, you didn't have to sweat through too many of these preseason finales. Your roster spot, of course, was always secure, but for a lot of these guys, they're playing for their football lives tonight. All kinds of pressure in the biggest moment of their football careers.
Yeah, last chance to gain an impression and impress these coaches. And, you know, for the most part, a guy like Detrez Newsome has been awesome. But I'm looking at the wide receiver position. There are spots open, and we got three guys really competing for their spot. Martavis Scott, Jeremy Davis, and J.J. Jones are all fighting for the final spots on this football team.
Guys trying to bust into an offense that was in the top echelon of the sport last year. One of the other interesting roster spots up for grabs, one of the finer cornerback positions between these two guys, LT, Jeff Richards and Brandon Faison.
Yeah, this is a deep group back there at the secondary position, but I love both of these corners. Big, long guys. Both of them are 6'2", and they can get up in your face and impress you. We'll see what happens tonight as they try to earn a spot on this football team.
All right, stage is set. It's the ultimate in reality television. Preseason finale tonight, and we've got it for you. The Chargers and the 49ers coming up next.
Welcome to the trenches. A place where games are won by inches. Welcome to the trenches, where we're only as strong as the one next to us, and every voice inspires us. Welcome to the trenches, where we fight for each other.
And back with you from beautiful Levi's Stadium, Santa Clara, California here. About a 40-mile drive to the southeast from downtown San Francisco. Fourth and final preseason game. Spiro Dedes and LT with you. Let's go downstairs, say hello to Haley Elwood. Haley?
All right, thank you, Spiro. Now, one Charger making his NFL debut tonight is Forrest Lamp, and it has been a long time coming for Lamp after he was the Bolts' second-round pick in 2017 and missed all of last season after tearing his ACL in training camp. But as for tonight, Lamp told me before the game he feels good, and Chargers head coach Anthony Lynn told me he feels so good he's chomping at the bit to play all 4 quarters, but they're going to ease him back into action, so expect the right guard to either play a couple series or a couple quarters, depending on how he looks and feels. Guys?
Yeah, Haley, big night for Forrest Lamp as Anthony Lynn will have a busy 48 hours after tonight. Chargers will fly back home to LA, and they will be working around the clock to try to pare down this roster, LT, from 90 down to 53, and a lot of those meetings that will be very, very emotional between Lynn telling some of these players that their football careers, at least for the moment, is over.
Yeah, these coaches have their work cut out for them over the next couple of days. But, you know, it's never a good time in the National Football League for players that won't make football teams. But at the same time, it's necessary. You got to get down to 53, and it starts tomorrow.
Bradley Pinion boots it into the end zone, and J.J. Jones, who is another guy squarely on that roster bubble, takes a knee in the end zone, and Geno Smith will lead the Chargers offense onto the field. Geno, the starter tonight. 6th NFL season for Smith, of course, the former New York Jet last season as Eli Manning's backup in New York, and nothing firmly set yet, LT, in terms of who the backup quarterback will be, but at least at the moment it seems like Geno is in the lead there.
Yeah, Geno has been more impressive than Cordell Jones. He's played with more experience and just more comfortable in this offense.
Now, both Geno and Cardale Jones struggled against the Saints last week as Geno is wrapped up and sacked. Not the start that they were hoping for. That's Ronald Blair able to wrap him up from the back. Smith never saw him coming. It's a loss of 3 yards.
Yeah, and Ronald just comes from the defensive end here, gets around the end, and this is just a hustle sack. He chases Geno out of the pocket and gets a sack there.
Smith signing his 1-year deal as a free agent in April. And trying to earn that backup quarterback position behind Phillip Rivers. On 2nd and 11, this is Detrez Newsome who has been one of the surprise players during this training camp in the preseason, trying to earn that number 3 running back position. Tackled on the play by Brock Coyle. How about the starters? Ken Whisenhunt, second-year offensive coordinator. We told you about the big NFL debut tonight, albeit in a preseason game for Forrest Lamp, Chargers second-round draft selection last year, 2017. The ACL tear, that's Haley mentioned, and then the second procedure to clean up some debris in that knee in April delayed his return, and finally is able to go tonight. Ken Whisenhunt, Anthony Lynn, and the rest of the staff would take a long, hard look at him as they try to get him ready for the regular season. 3rd and 8. Smith from the gun. Here they come. Smith able to escape. He's going to try to run for it. And Gino has the first down as he runs out of bounds just beyond the 35-yard line. A pickup of 8 and able to move the chains.
And this is the added dimension that Gino gives to this football team, just the ability to escape. A great job in pass protection there from Detrez Newsome. Steps up and blocks the linebacker and gives Gino a lane that he can run and get the first down.
Smith, the former college star at West Virginia, second-round pick of the Jets in 2013, 139th pick overall in that draft. A career that started with such promise and ended in a very negative fashion in New York with the Jets. That pass intended for Jeremy Davis is incomplete, and it will be 2nd and 10 coming up, and now penalty marker thrown. Pete Borelli is our referee tonight. This flag against San Francisco. Not sure if Pete's microphone is working, but they will tack on some yardage here. The official call is a late hit on Geno Smith.
You see, Gino has great protection. He's able to go through his progressions, but right there, he just kind of drills him into the ground. Ronald Blair with the pressure, and you can't do the extra stuff right there and drive the quarterback into the ground.
Yeah, that's one of the points of emphasis this season, is landing with your body weight on the quarterback. As that run play, Newsome is blown up in the backfield. 49ers getting a good push up front. Solomon Thomas slated to be their starter at one defensive end position. Able to get to Newsome first.
Yeah, Solomon Thomas, a second-year player out of Stanford, first-round draft pick, is making an impression in his second year, and just made a great play there.
You don't often see too many opening day starters in this 4th and final preseason game, but Thomas getting some run here at the beginning of the 1st. Here's Smith on 2nd down. He's going to run for it again. He's got a seam, and he's inside San Francisco's 35-yard line. 2nd first down run for Gino on this opening drive.
And I love how he finished the play here in sliding. He has a wide open lane up the middle, and he's going to take all he can get and then slides down, makes the smart decision.
That's a run of 20 yards, so 28 yards on the ground already for Gino. And a fresh set of downs for the LA Chargers at the San Francisco 33.
I got to say, Spurrow, I don't like my quarterback being the leading rusher, though.
Well, it's still early, as Gino's path is complete over the middle inside the 30-yard line. That's Andre Patton, whom Anthony Lynn highlighted in our conversation with him this morning. Really likes what this kid has done so far in the preseason, and another guy trying to earn a roster spot tonight.
Yeah, I know in the open we talked about three of the receivers and didn't get a chance to talk about Andre Patton, but I'll tell you, he's in the mix to make this football team.
Patton spent all of last season on their practice squad with guys like Artavis Scott. His first catch of the night. And now Geno Smith will turn and burn their first timeout. Saw something he didn't like, and he'll walk over to the sideline and have a conversation with his coaches. 7th play of the drive when we come back to Santa Clara. Access. Ricky Henney, Haley Elwood, and Chris Hayrie will have you covered with the most comprehensive coverage of the Los Angeles Chargers. Good looking opening drive here, conducted by Geno Smith, getting the starting quarterback tonight for Anthony Lynn in this preseason finale against San Francisco. One play call. This is Newsome. just barely able to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down coming up, as the Chargers will have it just outside the San Francisco 25. A couple long runs by Geno Smith have kept this drive going, and we'll see how Geno handles this on a 3rd and 3 here, as he will work from the shotgun set.
This is a manageable 3rd down. A lot of plays that you can call here.
It'll draw play, and this is Newsome, 1st down and more. Taking on tacklers inside the San Francisco 20 all the way down to the 17-yard line. It's a pickup of 9, and this kid is physical. When he can get his weight going downhill, LT, he's a tough guy to bring to the turf.
Yeah, I mentioned just the ability to call any play, and you're just going to see everything open up here for Detrez Newsome. Great job up front. He hits that hole right up the middle. Able to pick up a 1st down there.
And now Justin Jackson, Chargers 7th round pick, making his preseason debut tonight. He's been out with a hamstring injury. Here he is on his first take. Missed the first chunk of training camp, first 3 preseason games, but getting his first action of the preseason here tonight. Played his college ball at Northwestern, 22 years of age. And he'll stay on the field here on 2nd and about 9 yards. Smith under center on 2nd and 9, and Jackson is clotheslined to the turf, and guess who? It's Solomon Thomas with his 2nd tackle for a loss on this drive alone.
And Solomon Thomas just gets penetration here, comes from the outside, and as the Chargers trying to run a power play there, Solomon is able to disrupt everything in the backfield.
It's a loss of 3 on the play and sets up a 3rd and 12 with 8:17 to play in this opening quarter.
See if Geno takes a shot here. It's 3rd and 12. See if he goes down the field.
Smith going through his reads. Thomas giving chase. And Geno heard those footsteps, just throws it out towards the far side of the field and incomplete.
And just a smart decision right here by Geno. You see, he really wanted to go down the field, but it wasn't open, and so he flushes out to the right and just throws the ball away. Smart decision, take the field goal.
Well, the other big roster spot up for grabs in this preseason has been the starting place-kicking job between Roberto Aguayo, who will attempt a 36-yard field goal here, and Caleb Sturgis, who, depending on who you talk to, appears to be the leader in the clubhouse for the moment, but Aguayo still hasn't missed. Now 2 of 2 on the preseason as he bangs it in from 36 yards out to get the Chargers the first points of the night.
Together like we did last year, I believe we have a chance to do something really special.
Backstage Chargers, presented by Toyota, is a first-of-its-kind all-access show that will follow the LA Chargers this season in real time. The story begins September the 6th on Spectrum Sportsnet at 9 p.m. and then again September the 7th at 5 p.m. on Facebook Watch. We are looking forward to that. Just think Hard Knocks LT, but in the regular season, and a team that is expected to contend this year, not only in the AFC West, but in the AFC as a whole. As that kick goes through the back of the end zone, 49ers will have it from the 25.
I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoy seeing the backstage of a team and how it's all put together, and just the journey and the grind of putting a team together and what these players and coaches go through.
So if you like reality television, you are seeing a lot of emotion tonight, and we'll see emotion, guys trying to play and continue their football careers as they try to earn a roster spot, not only with the Chargers and the 49ers, but perhaps a team around the NFL, as week 1 and opening day is just around the corner. Alfred Morris, one-time Washington Redskin, on the first carry of the night for San Francisco, and Derwin James, who is vying for a starting position on the back end, one of the free safety spots on this defense, making the start tonight, and therefore the tackle. Look at the Chargers starters defensively for Gus Bradley, year 2 as the defensive coordinator, and you see some of the rookies that the Chargers used a first-round pick to take on the field tonight as they try to get an extensive look at some of these young players. There is Gus Bradley, signed his contract extension to return. And you look at this staff, Anthony Lynn, LT, has 2 guys who have been head coaches in this league, Bradley and, of course, Ken Wisenhunt. And there is some real synergy and chemistry between those 3 coaches on that sideline.
Yeah, and rightfully so. A lot of coaching experience on that sideline. And Anthony Lynn is in a great spot having 2 coaches as coordinators who have been head coaches.
C.J. Beathard, the quarterback, and he is buried. Excellent push up front. That is Uchenna Nwosu, a young man whom the Chargers took with the 48th overall pick, 2nd-round kid out of USC. And he has been terrific so far in the preseason.
Yes, he has. And you see Uchenna just coming from the outside, beats the left tackle inside, does just a little inside move and
Jones making a miss. And he is in the mix for one of those back-end wide receiver positions because of his return ability. Of course, the long punt return a couple of weeks ago against Seattle. And an impressive couple of shakes there. Nwosu blowing up the 49ers.
We know you're still hurting.
Sergeant Hill, he was the closest thing I ever had to a father.
Wake up. It's times like these you really need to lean on your faith. The world is on fire.
If he wants me, he knows where to find me. Your faith is still there, Amber. I know this is a big step for you.
His faith gave him the courage to do the impossible.
I'm not giving up without a fight.
From sprains to scoliosis, when your child needs the most experienced doctors, you can trust that at Children's Hospital Los Angeles,
We got this.
because we have LA's only comprehensive sports medicine program for kids.
We got this.
When you want spine surgeons who treat the most kids in the Western U.S.
We got this.
So from sprains to scoliosis, when your child needs the very best,
We got this.
find a Children's Hospital Los Angeles doctor at chla.org.
And that's the goal. We got to bring a Super Bowl to the city.
Let the chips fall when they fall. Go have fun. Go have fun. Let's go.
Much more. Visit Chargers.com and learn all the details. Now, you want an intimate game day experience? You've got it at StubHub Center. Closer to the field. You'll have a chance to watch a team expected to contend this season in the AFC West. Levi's Stadium, Santa Clara, California. About a 45-minute drive from downtown San Francisco, of course, depending on the traffic, which is never easy up in the Bay Area. Nice to have you with us, Spiro Dedes, LaDainian Tomlinson, Haley Elwood, rest of our Chargers preseason television crew with you tonight. Geno Smith, the starter, second offensive drive, and this is Newsom showing some burst. He gets inside Niners territory down to the 43-yard line. There is a penalty marker thrown. Tarvarius Moore was there. And this run is coming back.
there's a wide open hole on the left side there. And I'll tell you, running backs, you get through that hole and you hate to turn around and see a holding call. You see it right here, just great job of finding the seam right there. Is good blocking up front. I really didn't see the hole there.
It was Cole Turner, who was wearing 64. Backup center getting the start tonight for Anthony Lynn, the man called for the penalty. So it negates the long run by Newsom, and it's 1st and 20. Smith from the gun, and once again the Chargers are going backwards. Reuben Foster lead the charge for San Francisco.
Reuben just sniffed out that screenplay there as he sit and wait. He had Detrez Newsome man-to-man, and when he saw Detrez set up to take the screenplay, he just broke on the football and was able to make a tackle for a loss there.
And Foster, one of a handful of starters tonight playing for San Francisco.
And he's still a young football player, and it doesn't hurt to get him more reps.
Smith on 2nd and 27, barely gets it out in time. Finds Patton. This is Patton's second catch of the night. Out nearly to the 35-yard line. And we asked Anthony Lynn about the wide receivers and how many he'll keep. Usually likes to keep 5 on the roster, but because he's had a couple of guys, LT, on the backside who have been impressive, he may keep 6. One of the big decisions they'll have to make.
I think it will end up being 6. And I just look at a guy like J.J. Jones, who has been so impressive on special teams, being the punt returner. And you know, you have guys like Jeremy Davis who has done a good job, and Octavius Scott. You just don't know what's going to happen, what 6 are going to make it.
Chargers need to get to the 50 here to move the chains. 3rd and 15. As once again Gino works from the gun. Pocket collapses. Gino will pump fake. He'll try to run for it here. It'll be well short. 9 yards short of the sticks as he slides out to the 41-yard line. And the Chargers will punt.
It's not a bad thing to punt here. There's nothing open down the field. And Gino, not making a bad decision, tries to run forward and realizes he's not going to make it and just gets down. Live to fight another day as they're going to take the punt here.
Drew Kaiser is on the punt.
Drew Kaiser to punt from right around his own 30. This is Richie James Jr. Excellent special team coverage down the field. That's Adrian Phillips. And boy, did he get down the field in a hurry. Excellent punt by Kaiser. 40 for both the Chargers and 49ers trying to earn a roster spot. Maybe not even with these two teams, but perhaps with one of the other 30 teams around the NFL on this 4th and final night of the NFL preseason, with opening day just around the corner. Spiro Ditas, LaDainian Tomlinson, Haley Elwood with you from Levi Stadium here in Santa Clara. Quarterback change for San Francisco. Nick Mullins, the Southern Mississippi product, taken over from under center. Run play call. This is Rasheed Mostert on the take, running to the right. Tackled on the play by Steven Richardson, the rookie, undrafted first-year player out of Minnesota. Good pursuit as they dump him for a loss of 1.
Yeah, this is just a great job of keeping outside contained. As you see, they just rallied to the football as they really press the pocket right there and push that offensive line back and not give the running back any holes to run through there. Great job there by Steven Richardson.
Mullins under center. This is 2nd and 11. Play action pass. Far side of the field, and it falls incomplete. LT opening day is going to be here before you know it. And if you're a Chargers fan, so much excitement and anticipation about how good this team can be and how far they can go. A lot of people talking about them as maybe the sexy early pick to possibly win the division.
Yeah, and the key is getting off to a good start. You know, that obviously was a problem last year, starting 0-4 and really dug themselves a hole that they had to get out of, and almost did it toward the end of the season. Just winded up a little short of one game short of the playoffs. But if they can get off to a fast start, I think they'll have a good shot at winning the division and getting to the playoffs.
A terrific leaping attempt to try to make that catch. It was Cole Hicatini, the tight end. Adrian Phillips, and we have seen his share of hard hits, was the man applying the crunch.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, contact on the defenseless receiver, number 31, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
LT, this is the new world in which we live in the NFL.
Yes, it is, and right here, this is considered a defenseless receiver. He's not looking at the defender and doesn't have a chance to protect himself. That's why he is defenseless, and you just can't go to the the head of a defenseless receiver.
A dangerous looking play. Certainly no intent there by Phillips, but just the way that Hicatini was vulnerable in midair. And you saw that crunch as he came crashing down to the turf. And speaking of crunch, excellent push straight up the gut.
Chris Landrum
able to get him. Chris
Landrum has so far been all over the field, and you can see him here lined up at the defensive end position, and he just takes an inside move here and has a straight path to the quarterback. And what a play there by Chris Landrum.
Now Landrum, the young man who, of course, was so good as a rookie 2 years ago, then the shoulder injury that ended his season in the preseason last year, gearing himself up for his second NFL season. Mullen's going to run it here. And it slides out to around the 24-yard line with about 95 seconds left in the quarter.
And guess who was in the backfield again? Chris Landrum. As he came around the end and flushed the quarterback out of the pocket. He's making a strong case to push for playing time on his football team. Make no mistake about it, the Los Angeles Chargers are deep at the pass rushing position.
Yeah, that shoulder injury that Landrum sustained last year came only 2 days into camp. So deflating for him in this defense. It could be another complimentary rusher to go alongside Bosa and Melvin Ingram. Mullen's pass falls incomplete on 3rd and long. Aldrich Robinson was the intended receiver, and San Francisco will punt.
Well, just great coverage there by Michael Davis, as he was there defending that pass.
No, T, it's such a strange night, and it's kind of for a lot of people and fans watching. Stadiums are empty. There's not a lot of juice in these stadiums, but for so many of these guys, their football lives come down to this night. So many careers that have been made or broken, I should say, on this night. The intensity on these sidelines evident, a lot of chatter, and you can feel the urgency for those back-end roster players trying to continue their careers. 50 yards on the punt. Well, the Chargers' new home, LA Stadium at Hollywood Park, is taking shape and opens in 2020. The fan experience will be unforgettable, and the entire project, with an indoor-outdoor design and 70,000 square feet dual-size video board, is totally groundbreaking. To reserve your spot and sign up for special member benefits, visit fightforla.com. First and 10 as the Chargers take over from their own 27. Geno Smith handing to Justin Jackson. Hasn't had a lot of running room so far, and that clock running with about 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Just not much room there for Justin Jackson. San Francisco 49ers defensive line does a great job of getting pushed and just bottling up Justin there.
We will be talking to Chargers GM Tom Telesco early in the second half. We'll get his take on what these next 48 hours will be like for him and his staff as the Chargers pare down their roster from 90 to 53 players. That's Anthony Manzo-Lewis on the catch. Backup running back behind Derek Watt as that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Preseason finale between the Chargers and the 49ers, and the LA Chargers in front 3-0. Stay with us. Shoulder pads in uniform with the rest of the Chargers starters, but having the night off. As you'd expect, preparations already being made by Rivers and the Chargers, who will be around for that opening day tilt against Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. Nice to have you with us from the Bay Area. Spiro Dedes, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Haley Elwood with you. 3rd and 4. Geno from the gun, slinging it near side for Patton, and it falls incomplete. Right now we go downstairs. Haley standing by with Brandon Meebane.
All right, thanks, guys. Brandon, when the defense came off the field, I saw you go over to the guys, walk over to them, kind of talk to them, but what are you looking for when you have the night off?
We're just looking for some tendencies, man, anything that I see from the field and I see from the little Microsoft little digital thing we got. You know, I'm just trying to help the guys and just make them alert of certain things, what to look for, looking at the splits and everything, and just try to give them a little edge on, you know, possibly making some plays.
Now that you're entering your 12th season, is that leadership quality that now you bring to this defense?
Yeah. You know, that's just try to bring some wisdom and just try to bring some things that, you know, that I learned that guys taught me.
Where has this defense grown the most so far this offseason?
I think we've grown the most in football IQ, learning not only your position but other positions around you. And I think that's what helped us become even a better defense, where you know what the guys next to you, behind you, and the side of you is doing.
So one of the biggest signings this team did this offseason was retaining Gus Bradley. He's a guy that you were very familiar with. You guys worked together when you were in Seattle. But what does he mean to this defense?
He means a lot, man. He brings a lot of energy. You know, he's a motivator. You know, he gives it to you raw and uncut when you need to. And, he looks forward to guys getting better and doing their job.
He's a good storyteller, right, from what I've heard?
Yeah, I'll tell you, the white ice cube, man.
That's right, the white ice cube.
White ice cube, man.
Who we got back here? Oh, Denzel.
Yeah.
A little pyramid action. Obviously, he doesn't play on the line, but talk to me about the defensive line and what that camaraderie is like.
It's great, man. You know, we've been building since the spring, and we've been building since we got it. Uh-oh, sack calls fumble. Get it, throw! Oh, man, he got it. Yeah. It's been great, man. You know, we've had a lot of success, and you know, we're trying to build on that, right? You know, as we speak.
All right, thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, Haley, what a play by Chris Landrum, who has been a menace so far in this first half of the Chargers defense. The strip sack and then the recovery by the rookie Steven Richardson.
Chris Landrum, I just don't understand, how do you not block this guy? In 10 plays so far, he's had 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 quarterback hits, 3 tackles. You got to find where he is.
He is wreaking havoc against the San Francisco 49ers offense. Smith, a little stutter step. Will duck inside towards the 12-yard line. There's Richardson, a man who recovered, but Landrum has been the star of the show so far for this LA Chargers defense.
Yes, he has. And again, he can add depth to that defensive line position, especially at the pass rushing position. Boy, I tell you, third downs for this team could look very exotic for Gus Bradley.
This is Jackson on 2nd and 9. This was the top, or one of the top scoring defenses in the NFL last year. Gus Bradley in 1 year did yeoman's work, inherited a defense that was 24th the year prior. But to really turn them around, of course, Bosa and Ingram, and one of the deepest secondaries LT in the sport.
Yeah, and it starts with the guys up front. Anyone will tell you that. When you got a stud like Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram, they've certainly set the foundation of being a really good defense.
It's a big play here for Gino. 3rd and 7 from the San Francisco 11. Smith looking end zone, trying to buy some extra time. Wrapped up and set. No one could get open for the Chargers, and then Will Sutton finally able to track down Smith.
But just had to hold on to the football there just because he couldn't find an open receiver and waited a little bit too long to try to get out the pocket, and it just collapsed on him. And San Francisco comes up with a big sack there.
First field goal attempt of the night for Caleb Sturgis, who of course is entrenched in the battle for the starter kicking job with Roberto Aguayo. Sturgis, good snap, good hold, and the kick is good as Sturgis is able to hit. So the Chargers build on their lead, and it was all made possible by the strip sack by Chris Landrum. 6-0 Chargers. It's a Los Angeles Chargers game at StubHub Center. Party suites with a perfect setting to entertain up to 40 guests. High-end food and beverage options included. Go to Chargers.com and learn more. Opening day just around the corner. September the 9th against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Always a good thing to be in the suite. That's the spot to be. Got to get out and get those suite tickets.
And what a great way to start the season. Divisional opponent, Kansas City, of course, a team that everyone's chasing in the AFC West. As the Chargers will try to do something LT they haven't done since 2009, and that is win the division. Of course, it all starts in the West. And Chiefs Week always special, as you know.
I think it'll happen this year. I really do. I think this team is very strong. They're very deep. And this staff will put together 53 guys that will compete every single week. And I think this is the year the Los Angeles Chargers win that AFC West.
And you consider just how good they appear to be on paper, the Chargers, but also how wide open the rest of the division is. Coaching changes, quarterback changes. Of course, Alex Smith is now in Washington with the Redskins as Kansas City begins the Pat Mahomes era, the young man with the rocket for a right arm. That's going to be a fun opening day in a Week 1 matchup.
It will be
in LA.
You know, Andy Reid is just a heck of a coach, and he's going to scheme up some plays for Patrick Mahomes. But you know, when you have pass rushers like the Los Angeles Chargers do, that's a great matchup, I believe, for the Chargers.
I had a chance to visit with Phillip Rivers earlier in the preseason. Said this is the best team that he has had since that run that the Chargers had with LT between 06 and 09. Good looking play action run here by Nick Mullins. San Francisco's quarterback is able to run for the first down. Pickup of 10 as we crossed the 12-minute mark, but good start tonight for Gus Bradley's defense.
Yeah, this is what the defense has done so far. You see a sack there, and then another one coming from Uchenna, and then just Chris Landrum, as no one blocks him, just decapitates the quarterback.
Landrum, the third-year kid out of Jackson State in Alabama. Undrafted, able to make the team a couple of years ago and had that stellar rookie campaign. This time Mullins is a little bit low on that pass. Incomplete, intended for Rasheed Mostert.
I think the pressure again from Chris Landrum, the quarterback, he felt footsteps there and had to get rid of the football and just couldn't complete that pass because of that pressure.
There's so much promise for this kid Landrum, who already has 2 sacks in this game if you've just joined us. Now we still have about 2.5 quarters left. Mullins throwing it far side of the field. It's caught. That's Mostert. Close to the 45-yard line, about 1.5 yards short of the first down marker. And it will be third down coming up.
See Kaiser White there on the tackle. He's in a fight for a starting position with Jatavius Brown at the outside linebacker position.
Third and short. And a hard run by Mostert right over center will be enough for a San Francisco first down. The run defense, LT, of course, was one of the areas where Tom Telesco wanted to improve this team in the offseason. They wanted to get faster defensively. Hence the team using their first 4 draft picks to take defensive guys, all of whom are fast.
Yes.
And Kaiser White among them.
And all of these guys fits in Gus Bradley's system. The type of scheme that Gus runs, you have to be fast and able to get to the football.
Excellent pursuit by Nwosu. And this kid Nwosu has been really fun to watch so far in the preseason. Already a couple of tackles for a loss tonight, but this is the current draft class. Top 4 guys on that list, all defensive players, and all of them have really flashed. Justin Jones, of course, yet to play in a preseason game. He's been out with that high ankle sprain, but he was very, very good LT in camp before the injury, and they're looking forward to getting him back Early stages of the regular season, second down pass by Mullins is caught. What a play by Malcolm Johnson on the sideline. First down and more inside Chargers territory.
Yeah, and Craig Mager is in a bail position, and he almost gets back, breaks on the route nicely, just a little bit late, and Nick Mullins able to complete that football there.
Mager, who of course made the team, was a key contributor 2 years ago. Last year, among the final cuts, surprisingly spent all of the season on the practice squad trying to earn his spot. And Mullins now starting to get it going for San Francisco. Another first down pass play. Now penalty marker is thrown. That was Ross Dwelly on the catch. Backup tight end for Kyle Shanahan. Undrafted rookie out of San Diego on the catch.
There's no foul on the play. First down, 49.
So it's a 19-yard hookup. Mullins to Dwelly, and this will be the 8th play of the drive for San Francisco.
Mullins started to find some rhythm here in the passing game. See if the Los Angeles Chargers can stop them.
First and 10. We go downstairs once again with Haley.
All right, thanks, guys. I'm here with Mike Williams. And, Mike, you've called this year a night and day difference for you. Granted, you're healthy now, but why else is it different?
I mean, it's just different. I just feel like, just coming out here, just whole camp, I just felt like I was just in the groove. I felt like the off-season was great for me, so I just, taking full advantage of every opportunity I get every time I step on the field.
What did you learn about yourself last season?
I learned a lot. I mean, not being able to play the game that I love. I've kind of been through the situation before. So, I mean, I kind of know what it took to get back to where I'm at now. So I just kind of just took the injury that I had in college, John, put it in this place and just helped me focus a lot.
Okay, so we know that back in the day, a lot of NFL players would do ballet, maybe to kind of help their core strength. You did something else, though. You started yoga last season. Tell me a little bit about that. Why did you choose to do it, and how did it help you?
Somebody told me to try, and I went to try. I felt like it was working, so I just continued to do it, and I felt like it helped me. So I just try to get a session in every week.
Flexibility-wise helped you and everything like that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I wanted to work on my core flexibility, so, I feel like yoga helped with those things.
What's your favorite pose?
I'd probably say child pose. It get the back real good, so I say that.
So I know that one of your big goals this offseason was to work with Phillip Rivers, build that rapport. How did that go?
Oh, it was good. I feel like we got a lot of work in. I feel like I gained a lot of trust in him and the coaches just going out there and making plays this camp. So I just got to continue to do that.
You made plays this camp. You also made a fantastic touchdown catch last week. Talk to me a little bit about that. Does the game just come easier now to you?
Oh, yeah, it do. A lot easier. I'm a lot comfortable, feeling good. So I just go out there and play, like it's my last play. Give it everything I got. Just continue to go out there and make plays.
And then lastly, what are your goals for the 2018 season?
Just to play every game. Be here every game with my teammates. Am I able to do that? I feel like the sky's the limit for us.
All right, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
All right, Haley, Chargers hoping for a big season for Mike Williams, who, of course, was just never able to get himself going last year. The herniated disc injury that cost him all of training camp. Didn't start practicing until a few weeks into the regular season. Missed the first 5 games and then finally debuted week 6, but was just never right physically, LT, and finished the year with only 11 catches, but has looked fantastic so far in the preseason. Run play called as Mullins calling his own number and is into the end zone for the San Francisco touchdown.
Well, they started out with that play early in the drive, and Mullins picked up a nice first down before, and they went right back to it here on the goal line for a touchdown as Mullins fakes it and able to get up inside and score a touchdown.
Mullins, the Alabama native and former collegiate star at Southern Mississippi, a school that has produced some pretty good quarterbacks over the years. Robbie Gould on for the point after, and San Francisco takes its first lead of the night. Gus Bradley displayed. Hey, Chargers fans, London is calling. Join the team across the pond and cheer on your LA Chargers in London when they face the Tennessee Titans at iconic Wembley Stadium on October the 21st. Help the team plan your trip abroad. Just visit Chargers.com and book your fan travel package today.
I can't wait. I'll be there.
And we will be watching.
Like Duddy there is packing from London already.
Takes a lot of hard work to pack up and travel with these NFL teams. Chargers, one of the best equipment teams in the sport. And another busy night for them here in the Bay Area. This is J.J. Jones. That breakaway return ability crosses the 25 out to the 28-yard line. And that return ability may very well earn him a roster spot for Anthony Lynn. As we get our first quarterback change of the night. It appears to be an injured Charger on the field as the athletic trainers come out here. It's Artavis Scott. Boy, you hate to see him go down on a night that he's trying to solidify a roster spot. Appears to be the right leg as the athletic trainers come onto the field. The finale, Artavis Scott, one of the bubble guys who are trying to earn a spot on the roster, and suddenly you go down to an injury, and that could change the equation if you're Anthony Lynn. Who do you keep? Who do you cut? And you certainly hope that that injury for Artavis Scott is not serious, but he has to be helped into the Chargers locker room, and LT, you just hate to see that.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate. This kid has had a tremendous offseason and really good preseason, has really shown that he deserves a spot on this football team, and we just hope it's nothing serious.
Could be such a cruel sport as the athletic trainers continue to look at Scott. Here is Newsome able to cut back, breaking tackles. That's a nifty and impressive first-round run by Newsome, who's been by far their most impressive runner so far in the preseason. A pickup of 15 for a Chargers first down. Quarterback change brings Cardale Jones onto the field, and this is basically Cardale's final chance to turn some heads and earn a roster spot.
Yes, it is, and Cardale has to take command of this offense and show accuracy and poise and all the things that you want to see from an NFL quarterback.
One play called. Here is Newsome. Well, Cardale, of course, acquired in that trade on the eve of training camp last season for a 7th-round pick. He spent last year really just developing behind Phillip Rivers. He was active for only 1 game. This was a big camp for him, LT, a big preseason, but just been a mixed bag till this point for Jones.
Yeah, and the thing that you like about him, obviously, is his size and arm strength, but he has to show accuracy. And if he wants to stick around, those are the things that are going to keep him on the football team: accuracy and poise and taking command of the offense.
Newsome able to duck inside Niners territory and picks up the Chargers first down. We asked Anthony Lynn this morning about Cardale Jones, and the one thing he kept talking about with Jones was pacing. Just feels like at times the game has been moving a little bit too fast for him. But you consider he just hasn't played much since that 2014 National Championship season with Ohio State.
And that's why I said the poise is huge. You can see it when a quarterback has it. He displays it. And we haven't seen that yet from Cardale.
Just 1 career game under his belt in the NFL. That was with Buffalo 2 years ago in 2016. This is J.J. Jones. Now suddenly Artavis Scott has to be helped off the field, and that could swing the door open a little bit for a kid like J.J. Jones.
And what J.J. has going for him is he's an excellent punt returner. He plays special teams. And that's the one thing that will keep him on his football team, being able to be a returner.
Jones from the gun here on 2nd and 6. Niners coming with the rush, and they wrap up Cardale Jones. And now late penalty flag is thrown as well. It was Brock Coyle able to wrap up Jones.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Number 63, defense, 15-yard penalty automatic, first down.
There's Artavis Scott being carted into the Chargers locker room. You see the right cleat has been removed. Try to get an update with Haley as quickly as we can, and you can just hope for the best.
Tough break. You got to feel for the young man.
Scott, who spent all of last season on the Chargers practice squad, was really one of the players that Anthony and Lynn was most excited about in training camp and early part of the preseason. And so right now, a right leg injury that they will take a closer look at inside. This is Terrell Watson on his first carry of the night. Undrafted rookie out of Azusa Pacific, getting his chance in this preseason finale.
Terrell Watson is a big man, 6'1", 240. Getting out on the perimeter, breaking some tackles.
Fake the handoff from Jones, slinging it far side of the field, and it is caught. That's Jeremy Davis with the reception. Nicely done, showing the concentration far side, and that is enough for an LA Chargers first down.
Well, this is why you like Jeremy Davis. Big receiver, is physical and able to come back and catch the ball on the sideline for a nice first down. Great throw there by Cordell Jones.
Timeout taken. 2-minute warning in a one-point game.
Hey, heard you sold the house. Yeah. Did you use Purple Bricks? Purple Bricks? Oh, yeah. They're super experienced local real estate agents who save you from blowing thousands on commission. And not thousands, but like thousands.
Ah, commisery. The misery you feel when you pay too much in commission and get nothing more for your money. Whether you're buying or selling your home, save yourself from commisery at purplebricks.com.
It's the final days of Nissan's Bottom Line Model Year-End event. Get big clearance savings on the last of our 2018s. The bottom line, Nissan has received more initial quality awards than any other brand. The smartest time to buy an award-winning Nissan is now.
Get a low $199 per month lease on the 2018 Rogue, or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models.
But hurry, the bottom line and our 2018s are almost gone.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. I thought we were putting that on the back.
No. Won't work if there are leaves blocking it, so it only works right here.
Well, it's pretty ugly there.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly. It's not ugly.
Pretty ugly.
I'm still hearing pretty.
No, I'm saying it's super ugly.
Super too? Yeah. Would you go online and put that in review for me?
Yeah, I'm gonna go online right now.
Yeah? But those words, right? Super pretty.
I got words.
Satellite TV is selling it.
I trust you.
Don't buy it. For no ugly dish, choose Spectrum.
There's a lot of Volkswagen in every Volkswagen. During Volkswagen Smile and Drive Days, you can lease a value-packed 2019 Jetta S for just $179 a month.
Reminder to stay tuned for your Southern California Chevy dealers halftime report. We'll have a sneak preview of backstage Chargers, including exclusive never-before-seen footage of the Bolts. It's all to come. Chevy Truck Month. Hand down the old and bring on the new with great deals on Chevy Silverado. Learn more at SoCalChevy.com. Plenty of Chargers fans, LT fans here in the Bay Area.
It's a good-looking jersey.
Yes, it is. Especially that powder blue. We love those. Final 2 minutes before halftime. 1st and 10. As Terrell Watson on the take, barely able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Haley, what do you have?
All right, quick update on Artavis Scott. He has an ankle injury and his return is questionable.
All right, Haley. We'll try to get a little bit more at halftime as Scott has to be carted off the field. Anthony Lynn looking on. Chargers with 2 timeouts left, 90 seconds, and that clock running.
I would like to see Cordell take a shot here. 2nd and 9. Take a shot at the end zone. Let's see what happens.
Bowman, the tight end in motion. This is Watson. A monstrous seam right up the gut. And Watson able to run through it inside the 5-yard line. Finally brought down by Antoine Exum.
What am I talking about? Take a shot for what? Terrell Watson busts one up the middle. And the big man, great job up front by the offensive line of giving him a seam. And the big man rumbles down to the 3-yard line.
Watson's an LA kid, started Oxnard High School, just north of Los Angeles. Nice little fake handoff by Jones, taking on a tackler at the 4-yard line. Once again, it was Exum. It's a loss of a yard on the play, and that clock's still running.
Better pick up the pace here. Have 2 timeouts, but can't let that clock get down too far.
LT, I know it's the preseason finale, but maybe a little surprised they're not letting Jones take a timeout here and see what he can do in this situation. Down to 5 seconds. Could be the final play of the half. It's a running play, and Watson able to bust it in for the touchdown.
I guess Anthony Lynn knew what he was doing there. Let it go all the way down. And Terrell Watson busting it up the gut for a touchdown.
Watson, who has bounced around the NFL.
This is just great push inside zone. And you give a big man like Terrell Watson great push, as they do here, and he's gonna find his way into the end zone. Great job there by the offensive line.
Born in Los Angeles, broke into the NFL in 2015 as a member of Cincinnati as an undrafted rookie. As Roberto Aguayo's point after is good, and this young man is big, and boy did he look impressive on his first drive of the night. Chargers back in front as we reach halftime here in Santa Clara.
The Ford Labor Day Sellathon
Here in the broadcast booth, LT preseason finale. A number of jobs still on the line as Anthony Lynn is going to have a busy couple of days with Tom Telesco and the rest of the front office. What did you see in that first half?
Well, not much passing going on, but I'll tell you, Detrez Newsome been impressive like always. And then on the other side of the ball, Chris Landrum having a big day today.
A couple of sacks in that first half. Speaking of Anthony Lynn, he's standing by with Haley.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach Lynn, you scored right before halftime. You now take a 13-7 lead into the second half. What were your impressions of the first half?
Well, we got to convert more on third down on offense. You know, we're about 30% right now, so we need to stay on the field. Time of possession is still in our favor, but I mean, it could be really in our favor if we can stay on the field on third down. And defensively, you know, we gave up a long drive there when they got the touchdown. I think they've been playing pretty stout, just right there on that one drive.
And then lastly, 2 quarters of preseason play left. What are you expecting to see out of your team out there?
Compete. We just talked about it. You know, these guys, some people are playing for jobs right now, so I expect these guys to turn it up another notch in the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Haley. Won't be much sleep for Anthony Lynn and his coaching staff. Of course, Tom Telesco and company, as those rosters have to be pared down to 53 by 1 p.m. Pacific on Saturday afternoon. How about our lightning fast facts brought to you by Spectrum? LT mentioned Chris Landrum, 2 sacks, the 1 forced fumble on the strip sack in the first half. Geno Smith, not much in terms of impressive numbers, LT, to throw the football, but a couple of long first down runs, including a 20-yarder.
Yeah, and the passing game just wasn't much there. The 49ers had tight coverage on the receivers, but a lot of things open up in the run game. Got to give credit to the offensive line. They opened up some good holes for the running backs.
Your Spectrum lightning fast facts. Watch your show wherever you go with Spectrum TV. It's TV the way you want it. Get it now at Spectrum.com. Looks like we will see some of Nick Shimonik in the second half. The undrafted rookie out of Texas Tech. He'll be the 3rd Chargers quarterback of the night. There's Phillip Rivers gearing up for his 13th straight season as the Chargers starting quarterback. It'll be his 15th year in the NFL. And so excited about the prospects of this Chargers team. Best team that he feels like they've had since that division title winning season of 2009. Consequently, LT, your final season as a member of the Chargers.
And he's the only remaining teammate of mine currently still on the team. But I know Phillip Rivers, he's already preparing for the Kansas City Chiefs in week 1.
Roberto Aguayo still entrenched in that battle for the starting place kicking position with Caleb Sturgis on to boot it away. Very short kick here. That won't make Anthony Lynn very pleased. Victor Golden Jr. has to fall on the live football there. You saw Aguayo kind of grimace after that one left his foot.
Yeah, he knew he missed it.
You don't want to miss on a night like tonight. With so much coming down to this final preseason game.
You see, special teams coordinator George Stewart comes over to him to give him an earful, or just to give him some words of encouragement, possibly. As you can see the grimace on his face, he just knew it from the jump that he missed it.
So 1st and 10, San Francisco from just outside their own 21. This is Jeremy McNichols, undrafted first-year man out of Boise State.
Holding.
Penalty flag.
Number 67, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Pete Morelli is our referee tonight. And the hold on Chris Gonzalez, one of their backup guards. This is San Francisco team last year that finished 6 and 10 under their 37-year-old first-year head coach Kyle Shanahan. Started the year 0-9. Their final 3 losses during that stretch came by a combined 63 points, but then everything changed. They traded for Jimmy Garoppolo in late October. And what a finish to their season. Won their final 5 games, were undefeated in December, and finished the season at 6 and 10. No cellar dweller enters this season with more hope than the 49ers. Nice little cutback maneuver by McNichols, and then the football is loose. That's a live ball. It's recovered by LA. It was Tony Brown who recovered the football, and the Chargers will have it deep inside San Francisco territory.
And these are the types of plays that keeps you on the team, causing a fumble. And as you see right there, Jenkins coming in to make a huge hit, causing a fumble. As you see it again right here, Jenkins puts his head right on the ball. It seems like it causes a fumble. Great job there as DeJuan Hines is also there on that play.
Every turnover, of course, subject to automatic review. And Pete Morelli will take a look upstairs with his replay mates. Second turnover if it stands. And so short field here for Anthony Lynn's offense as they get their first offensive possession of this third quarter. Spiro Ditas, LaDainian Tomlinson, Haley Elwood down on the field, and we are joined by the general manager of the LA Chargers, Tom Telesco, who's kind enough to give us a couple of minutes up here in the booth. Tom, welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Cardale Jones is the quarterback as he works under center from the San Francisco 10-yard line, 1st and goal. One play call. This is Terrell Watson, able to bust his way inside the 10 as we officially welcome Tom to the broadcast booth. Tom, welcome. This starts a real busy kind of 48-hour stretch from you as you guys pare down the roster Saturday afternoon. Just tell the fans what these next couple of days are like for you and your staff.
It's going to be a lot of work. We did a lot of meeting this past week with the coaches, with Anthony, obviously. We'll get back late tonight, be in their office early tomorrow morning, and sit down. And there are only a couple spots we really have to talk about, but it's tough. It's tough saying goodbye to some really good players that did a lot for us. But it's trying to put that best 53 together. That's what we're trying to do.
Hard to believe this is your 6th season since taking over as the GM, and you talk to a lot of executives. They always say this is one of the toughest parts about the job. You invest emotionally in these kids, and you have to tell a lot of them that their football dreams are at least halted for the moment.
You do. You spend so much time with them, and they put so much work and effort into it, and they do everything you ask, but you can only keep 53. So it's tough. It's tough saying goodbye to players, whether they're here for a short period of time or a long period of time. Guys that went to battle for you every week. You start to bond with your own players. But we also know it's part of a business.
I'm sorry, Tom, what positions have you watched closely this preseason? You guys are pretty deep at some various positions, offensive line, defensive back position, the running back position. So those few spots, will it come from those particular positions?
Yes, you hit on those at receiver spot too. We've got a lot of good numbers of receivers. Unfortunate to see what Artavis Scott got hurt earlier. Hopefully it's not serious. But yeah, there's a number of groups. It's good. We've had some good roster depth. We have some good questions that we have to answer. But those are good problems to have.
Another run play called by Anthony Lynn and Ken Wissenhunt as Watson is able to get to the 5-yard line. We don't know the extent of Artavis Scott injury. Looked to be a right leg and probably the ankle, but could an injury like that alter a decision that you make here before Saturday?
It could alter some roster management. There's a lot of things that go into it as far as the number of players you want to keep in each position. Some of that is dictated by the talent level you may have in that position. Some of it's dictated by injuries at other positions. So it's a little bit of a shell game of moving some players around. We'll do that a lot tomorrow. But obviously any injuries tonight that happen could impact us as far as making moves this weekend.
Do you like what you have at the second-string quarterback position, Cordell and Gino fighting for that spot? Or is it possible that you guys may look at somebody else out there?
Well, I'll tell you what, part of this time of the year is our pro scouts. We're all at games tonight, scouting all the players in the 4th preseason game. A couple guys are back in Los Angeles, still working on tape. We cover the whole league to try and compare what could become available to what we have on the roster right now. We do that at every position. We do that at quarterback as well. It's nice to see some good long drives in the first half. More running the ball than throwing it, but we moved the ball and scored.
Now, I know you, Tom, and I just got to imagine Teddy Bridgewater, the trade speculation of him being traded was out there. We knew it was going to happen. Did you have any interest at all? Did you think about it at all?
Sure.
We're going to hold and get Tom's answer. Little tease for you as Andre Patton with the touchdown catch. Nicely done by Cardale Jones as the Chargers build on their lead. Points as we play early stages of this 3rd quarter. Spiro Ditas, LaDainian Tomlinson joined up here in the booth by Chargers GM Tom Telesco, who has some pretty important decisions to make over the next couple of days. Rosters have to be pared down to 53 by about noon Pacific on Saturday. Tom, how many spots can you tell us are open, still to be determined as you started tonight?
In reality, probably 2 to 3. I mean, we've had off-season program, training camp, 3 preseason games before this, combined practices. We met with the coaches last week. I talked with Anthony Daly about this stuff too, but we've kind of narrowed down the decision points for after this game. Not like we go in and try and figure out what 53 are tomorrow, but there's 2 or 3 spots we still have to talk about still.
LT asked you about Teddy Bridgewater, of course, the big trade that went down yesterday. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, good player. And, as part of our job, my job and the pro scouting staff's job is to evaluate everything that's out there that's a possibility. Certainly something we looked at. Not everything always materializes, but yeah, that's part of our job. We got to know what's going on, what's out there, what could possibly help us and what doesn't, and went to New Orleans.
Speaking of what's out there, the tight end position. A lot of speculation about Antonio Gates still. I'm going to ask you about it. Are you guys happy with where you are at the tight end position? You do have some guys that have done a great job.
Yeah, we'll be prepared either way. The door for Antonio is not closed, but we'll be prepared either way. Virgil Green's done a really nice job for us. Sean Colkin's done a nice job for us. But we'll have a plan ready to go for Kansas City that first week, but not really sure yet.
So, Antonio, if you're listening, pick up the phone. Tom is standing by. It's going to be an interesting couple of days for sure. I want to get back to the quarterbacks. You guys have kept 2. You've also kept 3. We know Cardale last year was basically in a development year as your number 3 quarterback. Has that decision been made, Tom, in terms of how many you'll keep?
Yeah, not quite yet, because a lot of times it's not just based on the quarterback positions first 2 or 3. It may depend on some other positions or where there's maybe some injuries. If you have injuries at a certain position, you have to go a little bit heavy. That has to come from somewhere else. the third quarterback spot is the spot that usually comes from. We've kept 3 the last couple of years. We've probably kept 3 more with this team than when I was with the Colts for a number of years. We always just kept 2 when we won in the practice squad. So there's some flexibility there. Nice to see Cardale get a nice drive here and put the ball in the end zone, so that's good to see.
You guys are really deep at the pass rushing position. Chris Landrum has had a terrific night tonight. What have you seen from this kid all off-season and preseason?
Yeah, very quietly he's put together a really nice training camp. We thought a lot of him last year, and then he got hurt in training camp, missed the year, but we thought he's a great prospect coming into this season. We've got him out there, Eugene Nwosu as well, who had a sack. Both those guys can get after the quarterback, and we need some of those guys to come in a wave. It just can't be Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram all the time. So we got to get some third and fourth rushers. We think those 2 guys can handle that role.
Tom, you've been doing this now for 6 years. Chargers hired you at the time you were the youngest GM in the history of this franchise. How different does it feel for you now, having these 5+ years under your belt as you get to this point now in your calendar where it becomes obviously very emotional?
Yeah, I think anytime the more you do something, the better you get at it, the more experience you have. You go through certain situations, how you handled them in the past. I think as a first-time GM, everything is new, which is natural, just like last year with Anthony. A lot of things were new as a first-time head coach. But the more you go through situations, you can look back and see how you handled things in the past, what worked, what didn't work. And it's like I said, you learn from your mistakes. In this business, you see them all, and you try and correct them, and don't make the same mistake twice.
All right, we're going to let you get back to work, Tom. We always appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Tom Telesco, General Manager of the LA Chargers, joining us here up in the booth. 20-7 LA in front. Real-time stats and watch your favorite Chargers content live. Download the Chargers app today. Kind of interesting on that Chargers bench. You see Caleb Sturgis, number 6 on the left. And then all the way on the other end of the bench is Roberto Aguayo, the 2 young men who are battling for the starting place-kicking job. You think it doesn't get intense between the kickers?
It tells you all you need to know right there. Sitting by the runners.
This is Terrell Watson, the young man who has been busy. Melvin Gordon is playing the role of peacemaker in between them. Gordon among the many starters who are off tonight as they begin preparations for opening day and the Kansas City Chiefs.
He'll have a huge workload next week.
Pro Bowler each of the last 2 years was Gordon, including his Pro Bowl alternate season last year. Cardale Jones under center on 2nd and 4 from the 26. This kid Watson's going to get some heavy run in the second half. You see the marker thrown right around the 37. Good looking run by Watson. I'll tell you, this kid's got some size. He's got some speed.
Holding.
This one's
number
coming
87
back.
offense. 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
He's a big physical kid showing really good vision as well. Has a touchdown already tonight. Putting together a pretty good game, although the last run is coming back.
It was Ben Johnson, the man who was called for the holding penalty, as that negates a 1st down run by Watson. Speaking of the tight ends, it was interesting to hear Tom Telesco bring up Antonio Gates. And, that potential signing still kind of looms over this team at this point. Gates, of course, who announced his retirement. As another penalty flag is thrown behind the play with Jones' pass sailing out of bounds. Russell Hansbrough was right in the thick of the action.
Well, Los Angeles Chargers are going the wrong way here. Certainly not something you want to see to start out.
Illegal use of hands. Number 67 offense. 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
4th penalty against the Chargers and the 2nd against this drive. On this drive, Brett Boyko, the man penalized. So the tight end position, of course, LT is a bit thin at the moment. Virgil Green is slotted to be their starter, but behind them, you talk about inexperience.
Yeah.
No other current tight end on the roster has an NFL catch under his belt.
Yeah, and that's why the Antonio Gates thing is so intriguing, because of the experience factor. Virgil Green is obviously a wily veteran, and he's played a lot of football, but certainly have to be concerned about the depth behind him.
Well, meantime, what a catch by Jeremy Davis, who's had some highlight reel plays in the preseason. There's Virgil Green, first 7 years of his career with Denver. A member of that Super Bowl 50 championship team back in 2015. A lot expected of him this season. Jones here dealing on 3rd and 10. That pass is incomplete. Intended for Andre Patton, who had a pretty good opportunity to catch it.
You would like to see Andre come up with this ball. It was a pretty decent throw by Cordell as Andre comes out and just runs a comeback, and he's open. You would like to see a better throw by Cordell, but Andre has made that catch before.
Chargers sent out their punt team. Shane Tripucka, rookie punter out of Texas A&M. Cleaning up for Drew Kaiser. This will be played by Victor Bolden Jr. And excellent punt coverage down the field. Now late Markey throwing behind the play. That was DeJuan Hides, one of the backup linebackers on the tackle.
DeJuan was a part of the forced fumble.
During a return, illegal block in the back. Number 7 of the receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Stephen Dunbar Jr. on the penalty. As we go downstairs to Haley Elwood. Haley?
Thank you, Spiro. I'm here with Jaleel Adai. And Jaleel, you were an undrafted rookie free agent, so you were in many of these guys' shoes just not that long ago. But what do you remember about this game?
I just knew it was do or die for me. I remember 5 years ago coming in undrafted, having a pretty good preseason, but I knew that this was the one that was going to make or break. I just remember I was like, every play matters, and it was a good one for me.
Have guys come to you for advice? Maybe how's your leadership kind of helped you in that role?
Yeah, I just told them to go out there and play. I told them don't think too much. We can worry about correcting stuff on film, let it all hang out. Because after this one, you never know what it's going to be. I told these guys pregame, I said I've been in your same situation, so I know how you guys feel. If you need anything, to lean on me. But as you can see, they're doing a good job tonight.
Absolutely. Yeah, Gus Bradley had said that you can't use this game as a distraction, really. You can't get caught up in it. Is that how you approach that, or the opposite, basically, I should say, I guess?
Yeah, you can, because at the end of the day, it's an NFL game. Yeah. This is what we paid to do. This is our dream. This is our love. And every time you strap up and you get between those white lines, you got to take it seriously. And I think they're doing a good job of that.
All right, turning to the 2018 Chargers, what excites you about this defense?
We're fast. We play physical. We play together. We have a bond like no other. We love each other. We love to make plays. That's the biggest thing. And you see when we make plays, we go and take group pictures. And it goes from the D-line to the linebackers to the jack boys in the secondary. So I'm excited. We got Kansas City week 1, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's talk about that week 1 matchup. First-year starter Patrick Mahomes. What's it going to be like going up against him?
He's good. He has a strong arm, a big arm. He's really confident in his arm. Kansas City has a lot of weapons on offense, running game and passing. Obviously, Travis Kelce's a Pro Bowl tight end in this league. But we got weapons. We'll be ready for him.
Derwin James. Let's chat a little bit about him for a second. What will he bring to the secondary?
He brings swag. He brings tenacity. You see, he can play free. He can play strong. He's physical. And he brings confidence about him. He's a Florida boy like me. So we got that aura about us, man. I love him. And he's just continuing to learn. He's doing well.
The Florida swagger.
Florida swag.
All right, lastly, you had a bit of personal news happen this offseason. You're a dad now. How special has that experience been for you?
It's the best thing. I talk about it every day. My first son, Zion, he's healthy. My fiance, Lindsay's healthy. She's doing a great job with him. And it just motivates me each and every day to come out here and just continue to work because I got something else to live for now.
Congratulations and best of luck this season.
Thank you.
All right, Haley, congratulations indeed. What a player Jaleel Adai has been for this defense. And LT knows what the emotions are like to be a bubble guy on this night, 4th and final preseason game. And what a player he was tuned into for this Chargers defense. Hard to believe he's now the longest tenured player in that Chargers secondary.
Yeah, but he's earned it. Everything that he has, he's done it the right way and really impressed every time he's had the opportunity. And I think he really came into his own last year as he led the team in tackles. And just he looks to build on the success of last year and really get this team over the hump.
Played free safety his first 4 years in the league, and then last year Gus Bradley moved him over to the strong safety position. He excelled, to say the least. By the way, you feeling that new nickname that they've got going, the Jack Boys?
Yeah, I like it.
You like it?
I like it. You know, you have to have some swag to you, especially playing in the secondary position.
What a pass. That was Richie James Jr. on the reception, and Nick Mullins with a picture-perfect pass to pick up 27 in the first down.
I'm not sure how he got behind two guys. There were two guys over there, and Mullins able to fit it into tight coverage. It looks like Brandon Faison looked to have help from the safety, but didn't get it.
First and 10 from the LA 25-yard line. Jeff Wilson Jr., drafted rookie out of North Texas on the cutback maneuver. I'm just looking at this Chargers defense. LT, they really have everything that you want on paper. They can rush the quarterback. Obviously, with Bosa and Melvin Ingram, they've got the back-end depth. Even with the absence of Jason Verrett, who, of course, suffered that devastating season-ending Achilles injury a couple of weeks ago. Can they continue to rise? Because this offense, we know, is going to be top 5 caliber in the AFC.
Yeah, they have playmakers at every level, as you talk about a defense, and certainly up front. Obviously, they get it started with guys like Bosa and Ingram. But then you look at the guys in the middle, the linebackers, Denzel Perryman. He hopes to be healthy for the first time. And if he's healthy, he's going to make a ton of plays for that group. And then on the back end, one of the deep groups in the National Football League, these guys will make a lot of plays on the back end. I'm excited to see them this year.
Ninth play of the drive for San Francisco. 3rd and 1 as they work from the LA 16-yard line. This is Jeff Wilson Jr. on the first down line. He ducks very close to the 10-yard line. That clock running inside of 6 minutes left in the quarter. This is Sam Tevy and the rest of his offensive line mates along the Chargers sideline.
Well, let's see if the defense here can come up with a stop, as 49ers are in the red zone. This is a great part of the game where you can really excel if you're a defense and keeping them out of the end zone.
It's Cole Hicatini. And then forced out of bounds along the far side of the field by A.J. Hendy of the Chargers defense.
Yeah, just great job by A.J. here as he's just playing that flat area and breaks on the football there and makes a nice tackle for a short gain.
Hendy spent most of last season on the Chargers practice squad. Former Miami Dolphin, played with the Dolphins for one game back in 2016. This is the 11th play of the drive. Quick little strike. This is James inside the 5 and finally wrapped up. They're thrown out of bounds by Clay right around the 3-yard line.
This here's just a little flare screen to the wide receiver. And as he tries to get around the corner, great pursuit there from the Los Angeles Chargers defense. Able to keep him short of the first down, and they'll have 3rd and 2 here. Situational football is what you're looking at here. 3rd and 2, trying to keep this offense out of the end zone.
Drive has chewed up more than 6 minutes now. As San Francisco inches a little bit closer with 3:36 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Fourth and final preseason game for both of these teams. Told you about the Chargers. They will open the season on September the 9th at home against Kansas City. And San Francisco will be on the road week 1 in Minnesota to take on a Vikings team, LT, that a lot of people are talking about in the NFC.
4th and 1. 49ers going for it here.
Kyle Shanahan says, why not? Little cutback maneuver, and they will not get it. Jeremy McNichols moving laterally, unable to find any daylight.
Hayes Pillard made that play. He hit the gap perfectly, timed it perfectly, got in the backfield, and made the running back there, Jeremy McNichols, cut out.
Just fans, join the Team for Chargers Weekly, the official team podcast. Tune into exclusive interviews and the latest Chargers news each Thursday. Subscribe today wherever you listen to podcasts. That long 13-play San Francisco drive stalls as they are unable to punch it in on a 4th and short. Drive chews up 7 minutes and 23 seconds. Gus Bradley often talks about situational football, and it was the old proverbial bend but don't break for his defense.
Yeah, he has to be proud of his defense there. They're not in until they're in. Gus preaches that a lot. You can give up plays 20-20, but don't give up touchdowns. And if you don't give up touchdowns, they can't win.
Cardale Jones still on at quarterback. Falling off his back foot from the end zone, and it sails incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 9. We talked about it. Cardale, who has really struggled so far, his second preseason with the Chargers. Last year was really in a tough spot. Very brief amount of time to learn the playbook after he was acquired in the trade just on the eve of training camp. This year, a far more favorable set of circumstances, but LT just hasn't shown enough in his battle with Geno Smith for the backup job.
Yeah, and you were hoping that Cordell could progress quickly, and he had all offseason to get acclimated to this offense, and even in the preseason, he showed some flashes, but just didn't show enough, in my opinion, to be in the backup here.
A pass intended for Hansborough as Cardale was running for his life, able to elude the sack. The subsequent safety that would have been, and on 4th down they survive and will punt from the back of their own end zone. Well, the only question now for Tom Telesco is, do they keep 2 quarterbacks or do they keep 3? Last year Jones was the number 3 quarterback, and it turned out to be a developmental year for him.
And as Tom talked with us, the thing that he did talk about was finding out what's on the waiver wire. You just never know sometimes if somebody comes available from another team, if you want to bring that player in. So a lot is going to take place over the next 2 days all over the National Football League, and we just don't know what 53 guys are going to end up making the team. It's possible that a guy that's not even on the team right now end up being on this team.
And we've seen it happen. We see it happen every year. As we are happy to have you with us, Spiro Ditas, LaDainian Tomlinson, our sideline reporter is Haley Elwood. The rest of our Chargers TV crew, our producer Jonathan Siegel, our director Mike Hassan from Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara. Preseason finale for the LA Chargers, as they will very quickly look ahead and get their roster pared down to 53. Tom Telesco telling us kind of off there that they will try to get a good number of those cuts made tomorrow, and then the final cuts that'll be announced officially on Saturday by 1 o'clock Pacific time. And, you think of the Artavis Scott injury. We haven't heard anything more. It was a left ankle injury, had to be carted off the field, and Scott was one of the guys on the bubble to make a roster spot, and that could very well change some of the decisions, LT, that have to be made over the next couple of days. A spot that could have gone to Scott now could go somewhere else.
Absolutely, and we talked about it in the pregame that there are 3 or 4 receivers that have a chance to make this ball club, and only a couple of spots left. Tom mentioned 3 or 4 spots, but you got to envision that those 3 or 4 spots has to be spread out amongst the entire football team. You got wide receiver position, you got defensive line position, offensive line position. All of those different positions will play a factor at who makes this team.
Jack Hennigan is a new quarterback for San Francisco. Richie James Jr. on the reception. He's been a busy man. As you see the final seconds come off the clock here in the third quarter. 20-7 Chargers in front. Here's Hennigan from the gun, putting some air under it, near side of the field, and this will be a pass interference against the Chargers. Victor Bolden Jr., the man on the coverage. And this will be against Jeff Richards.
Number 23 defense. Automatic first down.
And Richards, LT, one of the guys we talked about at the top, battling one of the final quarterback spots on this defense.
Jeff Richards does a great job up until the last part of it. Just doesn't get his head around to find the football. Loved everything about it until the last part. He has to turn his head around and find the football so he can break up that pass.
He spent last season on the Chargers practice squad. Tom Telesco really prioritized signing him in late April as an undrafted free agent. He's got incredible speed. They called for a penalty here to set up a 1st and goal for San Francisco. Run play called, and they are in for the Niners touchdown. It's Jeff Wilson Jr. as San Francisco cuts into the deficit.
It's just a shotgun inside read here as the offensive line of San Francisco 49ers do a great job of getting push, and just great run there by Jeff Wilson Jr.
Undrafted rookie out of North Texas. And the point after Robbie Gould is good. So San Francisco goes 3 plays, 30 yards in just 95 seconds, aided by the pass interference call against Jeff Richards. The Los Angeles Chargers regular season kicks off on September the 9th against the Kansas City Chiefs at Rocket Field at the StubHub Center. Come share an amazing game day experience with the Bolts. For tickets, visit fightforla.com. So much promise to this LA Chargers team this season, a club that just barely finished out of the playoff picture last season, finished 9-7. That Week 15 loss to Kansas City on the road really was the final nail in the coffin, but the 0-4 start just could never quite recover from that. Showed all kinds of grit, toughness, resiliency, LT, to fight their way back.
It's tough for any team, you know, 0-4, first quarter of the season, and you know it's tough, but you have to like how they bounced back that last 12 games as they went 9-3. Incredible.
New quarterback on the field for the Chargers is Nick Shimonik, undrafted rookie out of Texas Tech. One of college football's most accurate passers last year. You see what he did, just under 4,000 yards passing in a prolific season.
Well, they throw the ball around at Texas Tech. That's one thing that you know Nick Shimonik can do. Throw the football.
It doesn't appear to be in the mix for a roster spot with this team, but he'll be able to put this on his highlight reel. Hard hit as Russell Hansbrough is crunched. Dexter McCoyle among the man who was there with the hit defensively, as that will take us to the end of the third quarter here in Santa Clara. Chargers 20 and the San Francisco 49ers 14. $40-mile drive to the southeast as we begin the fourth quarter. Fourth and final preseason game, with the Chargers in front 20-14. Spiro Diaz, LaDainian Tomlinson, Haley Elwood, rest of our Chargers crew. As we get another quarterback change for the Chargers. Third QB of the night is Nick Shimonek, the undrafted rookie out of Texas Tech. A young man who has won over a lot of folks in that Chargers locker room. Little underneath screen pass to Hansbrough. Well, this kid Shimonek, an interesting story, was the heir apparent behind Pat Mahomes at Texas Tech. Started his collegiate career as Iowa. Elected to transfer after one season. And if you want accuracy from your quarterback, LT, Shimonek is your guy.
Yeah, well, Texas Tech, I'll tell you, they throw the football around down there. And Nick Shimonek, he was very accurate in collegiate football.
It's so tough to make an NFL roster, certainly at the quarterback position, but you talk about the opportunity to be mentored by a guy like Phillip Rivers through the offseason program, into training camp, and now through the preseason. But everyone you talk to on this team about Shimonek loves this kid. Didn't take him long to endear himself to his teammates in that locker room. And he's a resourceful young man. His mom actually had a restoration furniture business that she had started in their hometown. And after he transferred from Iowa, he had to forego his scholarship, so he wanted to come up with a plan to help his parents with the financial burden of going to Texas Tech. And so he kind of learned the tricks of the trade. Him and his girlfriend at the time certainly learned and put the time in, and they got into it, made a little pocket money. He was a budding entrepreneur before his football career started to take shape.
Gee, Spiro, how do you learn all this?
That's Julian Taylor, LT, able to get to the quarterback. Just a little research, LT.
Yeah, Julian didn't get blocked there. Really didn't. Nick Shimonek didn't have a chance there.
So loss of 9 yards in the play, as Taylor able to come from right over center. 3rd and 16. Here's Hansbrough. Good lead block. Crosses the 45 and out of bounds right around the 46-yard line. We'll see where the officials spot the football.
This is just a nice little screen play. Slip screen is what you call it, to Russell Hansbrough. And as he takes it and tries to get around the end and almost gets the first down.
So it's a pickup of 11 on the screen pass, but still well short of the first down. Marcus O'Shane Tripucka is on to punt. Trying to angle this one inside the 10. Nicely done by Tripucka. And Richie James Jr. takes a hard hit and run out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 46 yards on the perfectly placed.
Oh, what a catch. Hey, Louis Rader. I ain't throwing him out into that. No, they don't want to go again. Shoot. We do, though.
Boy, are we looking forward to that. Backstage Chargers presented by Toyota. First of its kind all-access show that will follow the LA Chargers this season in real time. It all premieres September the 6th on Spectrum Sportsnet, 9 p.m. Pacific. And then again September the 7th, 5 o'clock on Facebook Watch. Just think Hard Knocks, but regular season, as you will get a behind-the-scenes look at your Chargers like you have never seen before. Jeremy McNichols on the take. Nick DeZutnar on the tackle. There's Keenan Allen, Melvin Gordon, Phillip Rivers, and some of the other Chargers stars. When those three guys, LT, have been healthy, this has been maybe the most prolific offense in the NFL over the last couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, each one of those guys have made a Pro Bowl at their position when you think about it. And dynamic players that continue to just make plays day in and day out, game after game for their football team. And the key is keeping them all healthy and keeping this group together so they can make a run.
By the way, speaking of stars, we have to add something to your resume. Movie star for LaDainian Tomlinson. Hall of Famer, Chargers great. You got a movie coming out.
Yes,
Tell us about it.
September 7th, God Bless the Broken Road, will be in theaters all across the country. And it's about a young woman that loses her husband in Afghanistan, and she's left to raise her daughter by herself, and she falls upon hard times and starts to lose her faith. It is a faith-based film, and I play a pastor in the film, and I'm charged with helping her regain her faith. And so I think it'll really inspire a lot of people in this country.
Now, Robin Givens is in the film.
Yes, Jordan Sparks.
Jordan Sparks
is in it.
Those are some pretty big names, and we know that you played under all kinds of pressure in the NFL as a player, but you know, that's something different, stepping into a completely different form. You're out there in front of the camera. What was that like?
It was interesting. It was a great challenge, one that, you know, I accepted the challenge. And, you know, kind of remembering the lines, that's not the hard part, because as a player, you remember the playbook and you study the playbook, and each week the game plan changes. So remembering lines is not the issue. The issue is you're telling a story with another actor or actress, and you got to make that story come to life with your acting. And so, you know, you have to take coaching. And I had a great director in Harold Crump who really did a great job of kind of teaching me along the way of what I needed to do to tell that story.
Well, the rumor on the set was that you were nicknamed One Take LaDainian.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to that. Again, God Bless the Broken Road. It premieres in theaters on September the 7th. Could be just the first, perhaps, of maybe some more upcoming roles for LaDainian Tomlinson. But go out and support him as that hits theaters just a couple of days before the Chargers' regular season opener again on September the 7th. Nick DeZubnar, who made the Chargers roster a couple of years ago, has been one of their better special teams players the last couple of years.
Just a great job of getting his hand up. And they tell you, if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hand up, try to tip the ball and hope that another teammate intercepts it. That almost happened on that play.
One play called as Hennigan calls his own number. Scampers inside Chargers territory and brought down after a pickup of 7. And we crossed the 9-minute mark of this fourth quarter. It'll be a 3rd and 3 coming up.
Everybody out on this field right now for the Chargers defense is hoping to make a splash play and gain an impression on the coaching staff and try to make this football team.
I told you about maybe the most hotly contested quarterback position, or roster position, I should say, on this defense. Is Hennigan again running for it. They'll move the chains in a San Francisco first down, but the back-end cornerback spot, Jeff Richards and Brandon Faison, among the spots that Anthony Lynn and Tom Telesco will be taking a very close look at, not only tonight, but tomorrow as they pare down their roster. Hennigan runs for 11, and it'll be a fresh set of downs for San Francisco.
Well, for those guys, Jeff Richards and Brandon Faison, the Hayes and the Bourne, as they say, Spiro, because those guys pretty much are done playing tonight, as we have another pair of cornerbacks in the game right now. Marcus Edmond, Channing Stribling, right there on that play.
Stephen Dunbar Jr. with the catch. Right at the shoestrings. Well, not much space between the football and the turf on that play. Nicely done by Dunbar, showing some strong mitts. And it will be 2nd and 6. 10th play of the drive for San Francisco. Jeff Wilson is met at the line of scrimmage by Steven Richardson, the undrafted rookie out of Minnesota, as they dump him for a loss of 2.
Uchenna and Wosu in the backfield had a chance to make the tackle, just barely missed him, and Steven Richardson cleaned him up.
The Niners have had some long time-consuming drive. In the second half, just not many points to speak of. This pass underneath is caught. That's Ross Dwelly, the tight end, and another San Francisco first down.
Jack Hennigan has shown some ability to keep the play alive, and now he's starting to spread the ball around a little bit. He's doing a nice job in there right now.
So to Zubnar clutching in his left hand, grimacing his pain. As that clock running, under 6 to play in the quarter. 1st and 10 from just inside the Chargers 20. Quick strike near side, little bubble screen. This is Bolden. Inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. So LT 9 wins for the Chargers last year. We've been talking about just how wide open the AFC West is. How many wins this season? What happens? How far do they go?
I think 11 to 12 wins. I think that's because you think about the last 12 games last year, they went 9-3. Let's just say the first 4 weeks, just be conservative and you go split. You split 2-2. I mean that's 11 and 5 right there. And you get one more, you're looking at 12 and 4. I think they, for the most part, I like the schedule, how it sets up. I think it's very favorable for the Chargers.
It's also favorable in that they don't have to do a lot of traveling the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. In fact, 4 of their first 5 games are in LA. Included in there is a week 3 road game against the Rams. They do have some tough opponents to start the season, but in terms of the travel, it is a favorable start. And of course, all the talk about the 0-4 start last year that really put them behind the 8 ball. So much of a premium on the first quarter of the season. Hennigan's pass a little bit wobbly. It's caught. And it's Bolden again. And this guy has been slippery.
This is going to be a big play right here. 4th down. It's going to be under 4 minutes.
Well, this is what the first quarter of the season looks like for Anthony Lynn. They'll have that East Coast trip to Buffalo and Orchard Park, New York. It's a tough schedule in terms of the opposition. San Francisco, even a team that finished dead last in the NFC West, expected to be much better this year with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep, they will be. Kyle Shanahan has made a great imprint on this organization and this team.
Richie James Jr. with a first down catch, and this never-ending drive continues. It's a pickup of 9, and the drive now chewing over 8 minutes of clock.
A 9-yard gain.
Jack Hennigan there showed some poise in the pocket and waited for his receiver to get open. And here we go again, down in the red zone, situational football. See if the Los Angeles Chargers can come up with a stop to end this game.
This is McNichols into the end zone. And San Francisco able to tie it at 20 as we play late stages 4th quarter.
Just straight up the middle right there by McNichols. Offensive line does a great job of getting pushed, creating a hole for McNichols to finish that run off in the end zone.
Point after by Robbie Gould is good. And they break the 20-20 tie. 16 plays, 90 yards, San Francisco in front. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. What a drive put together by San Francisco. They cover 90 yards in 16 plays. And a drive that takes nearly 9.5 minutes. Get San Francisco in front, 21-20, with 2:58 to play in this fourth quarter.
You have to be able to close out the game by getting off the field if you're on that defense, and certainly nothing to be proud of to give up a 90-yard touchdown.
First time we've seen Detrez Newsome returning a kick, and look at Newsome wiggling free. Newsome inside San Francisco territory, and you could add a return man to his bag of tricks. What a preseason this kid has had as he closes in on earning a roster spot as an undrafted rookie out of Western Carolina. 64 yards on the return by Newsome.
Let your perfect drive come together during the final days of the Lincoln Summer Invitation event.
Celebrate this Labor Day with an additional $1,000 trade assist cash on select Lincoln vehicles.
From up here, we may seem insignificant. The choices we make, inconsequential. But the truth is different. For when it comes to our life, our health, every choice we make matters.
At Mathis Brothers, you'll find the largest selection of dining rooms at the lowest prices every day. And when suppliers offer us special discounts, you'll save even more. Right now, you can get this 5-piece dining set for just $298. That's a value you won't find anywhere else. All 5 pieces for under $300. We've got dozens of dining rooms in stock now, ready to take home today. So you're sure to find the one that's just right for you. Come shop these great looks and incredible values, plus many more, only at Mathis Brothers.
So we're going to be talking about cars today.
Cool.
If you were building the perfect car, which 3 features here would you choose?
I want a reliable car.
Safety. Got to think about the babies. Fuel efficiency. All in one car, right? Could you do that?
Actually, you can.
Whoa.
This is the Chevy Malibu.
Wow. That's nice.
It's the Labor Day Chevy Drive event. Current qualified GM lessees get over $4,700 total cash allowance on most Malibu models. Don't miss the Labor Day Chevy Drive event at your Southern California Chevy dealers.
Fans, share your LA Chargers pride. For the best selection of authentic team merchandise, including jerseys, hats, and t-shirts, visit the Pro Shop at Chargers.com and go Chargers. It's a good-looking jersey right there. Little retro powder blue.
Yeah.
In the LT21. Keenan Allen well represented as well. As we welcome you back, Levi's Stadium here at Santa Clara. Nick Schumann, quarterback number 3 tonight for the Chargers, takes over after the long 64-yard kick return by Detrez Newsome. And by the way, how impressive was that run back by Newsome?
Very impressive.
That's a big man.
Yeah, he's a big man, but very versatile. You know, this is a kid that leads the team in carries, rushing yards, receptions this preseason, and now kickoff return. He adds that to his bag of tricks, and that looks like a roster spot to me.
I'm not sure how you don't give him a roster spot with what we've seen from him. Schumannick's pass over the middle is complete. It's Jerron Ham, signed to a contract just prior to last week. It's a pickup of a half-dozen. 2-minute warning here in Santa Clara.
Few others on Earth can rival the strength of an ant.
relative to its size. Until now. The new 2018 GMC Terrain has arrived. Terrain, the powerful compact SUV from GMC. Current lessees switch to GMC and get this low-mileage lease on this 2018 Terrain SLE for around $241 per month. 0 down payment and $241 due at signing.
Reward yourself with a much-deserved gift.
I see the ball coming at me too, so I put my glove down to catch it.
Honey Sesame Chicken Breast is back at Panda Express, where good fortune smiles.
Hey, heard you sold the house. Yeah. Did you use Purple Bricks? Purple Bricks? Oh, yeah, they're super experienced local real estate agents who save you from blowing thousands on commission. And not thousands, but like thousands.
Commisery. The misery you feel when you pay too much in commission and get nothing more for your money. Whether you're buying or selling your home, save yourself from commisery at purplebricks.com.
How long does one hold a pose in yoga? Hey, is this video frozen or is this expert level yoga?
Get Fios by Frontier with faster upload speeds than Spectrum.
You've got a friend on the digital frontier.
Ignite your passions. Discover. Embrace adventure. This summer, test drive a Mazda and chase the sun. Spread your wings. Mazda. Feel alive.
Now, lease the 2018 Mazda CX-5 Sport for $209 a month for 36 months.
Well, tense moments for a lot of players in the bubble. Certainly among them is Roberto Aguayo. Of course, who flamed out in Tampa Bay as their place kicker a couple of years ago. You recall him being taken with the 59th overall pick by the Bucks in 2016. That disastrous rookie season. He was cut last summer after the first week of the preseason. Signed a couple of days later by Chicago. They cut him. But most of last season on Carolina's practice squad. Trying to beat out Caleb Sturgis, who appears to have the lead in that chase. Shimonick's pass near side of the field is caught. That's Justice Liggins, whom we have not seen much of in the preseason. That's a first down catch.
I love that play call. Just a quick pass with Liggins coming inside on a quick slant. Wide open there.
Liggins, a non-roster invitee at rookie minicamp back of the offseason. So maybe the victim of a numbers game with only 5 or 6 wide receiver spots available. One play called here. This is Jackson. Inside the 25, close to the 23-yard line with about 67 seconds left. Now the Chargers holding all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, it appears that Los Angeles Chargers are just going to run the ball here and set up for a potential game-winning field goal. And as it appears, Aguayo will be attempting the game-winning field goal.
Aguayo has hit on his only field goal attempt of the night. Hit from 36 yards. He's 2 of 2 on field goals in the preseason. The only blemish really was that kickoff earlier in the second half tonight, where he kind of shanked it and kicked it well short. This is Jackson cutting back. Jackson across the field inside the 10. Making his NFL preseason debut tonight. Finally brought down by Tavarius McFadden. Pretty run of 16 yards by the 7th round pick out of Northwestern. Talked about the chase for the number 3 running back spot behind Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler, who, by the way, basically won his roster spot on this night last year. Yep. As the Chargers run the clock all the way down to a second, and will send out Roberto Aguayo. And You just wonder, what this field goal means for him as Anthony Lynn and Tom Telesco have to decide who wins this job over the next 24 to 48 hours.
Well, Justin Jackson just made his job a lot easier. I mean, it went from being a potential 40-yard field goal or so to a, what is it be, about a 30-something yarder?
About a 37-yard field goal received. I beg your pardon. This will be about a 26-yard field goal. Drew Kaiser will hold. Big kick for Aguayo on target, and it is good. So a couple of chip shot field goals for Aguayo tonight. He will finish the preseason 3 for 3 on field goals. And one of a number of big decisions that Anthony Lynn and Tom Telesco and their staffs have to make will be that place kicker position as the Chargers end the preseason on a last-second victory. Anthony Lynn, Kyle Shanahan, 23-21, your final from Santa Clara.
And snap was good, hold was good, and Aguayo knocks it through for the game-winning field goal. That has to feel good for that young man.
That'll help him forget about that shanked kick from earlier in the half as the Chargers win it by the final score of 23-21. And now the long night will continue for some of these Chargers on the roster bubble. Chargers will get on a plane a little bit later, fly back to LA tonight, and those conversations will begin in earnest. Who makes the team, who doesn't make the team, and then of course preparations beginning for Kansas City and opening day a couple of weeks from tonight.
I'll tell you, there won't be a lot of sleeping tonight from most people in the Chargers organization, players and coaches alike. A lot of these players are thinking about a roster spot, if they made the team or not, and will they receive that phone call tomorrow saying they didn't make the team. And of course, a lot of these coaches have to make those decisions, so they're going to be up talking and trying to put this team together. And I'll tell you, it's a tough thing to do. It really is.
And we send it downstairs to Haley Elwood.
All right, thanks, guys. I'm here with Chris Landrum. And Chris, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Walk me through those plays tonight.
The first one, I came to the sideline, and Mel was just telling me hit a speed and then go inside, and I did it, and it worked on the first one. And the second one was just kind of a boot that I kind of seen early and just went and hit it. So.
I saw Brandon Mebane and talked to Brandon Mebane a little bit earlier because I saw him go over to you after he made that play. What did he say to you?
Mebane, I don't know what he said at that point, but Mebane is always just really encouraging and the smartest person in our room as far as knowing what the offense do, knowing their tendencies. You know, Mebane is kind of the captain of our room when it comes to that. When it comes to, you know, studying offensive linemen, everybody goes to Mebane because, for one, he's been in the league for so long and he's seen so much. So just learning from him, and anything he says is always something you need to listen to.
After the injury that you went through last year, how good did it feel to get back out here in the preseason?
It feels great. I was kind of, at the beginning of camp, I was kind of thinking about it and just talking to Damian a lot, Damian Square, he kind of helped me through it because he's been through injuries too. He just was like, man, you just got to go play. You can't think about it. He was like, if you think about it, you won't play well. So I just kind of put it behind me once camp started and just been rolling, and I was able to stay healthy. So it's time for the season.
What was your focus this offseason?
Just getting stronger. I ended up losing some weight, but I ended up toning my body and getting stronger, and I think that helped me prevent injuries also because you know, you see the guys like Mel, you know, he's thick, and I try to, you know, imitate that and get a little thicker to prevent myself from getting a lot of injuries.
Okay, so besides maybe emulating your body type after Melvin Ingram, what else can you say about what it's like to play with him and also Joey Bosa?
Amazing. Just watching those two future Hall of Famers, just watching them, and every day at practice, you learn so much. You learn so much. And even like Mel's every day in the room, and he'll see me do something on film, he'll be like, you got to stop watching me. You got to start watching me. I mean, when it comes to studying film, I don't have to look outside of my room, and a lot of people can't say that. I can study, pull up my tablet and study the guys that are in my room, study Mel, study Joey, study what they're looking at, ask them what they're looking at, and it's just amazing.
You study Mel. Do you listen to his music at all?
I do. I listen to it. I listen to it.
Get you hyped for this game?
Yes, yes, all the time.
What are your expectations for this defense in 2018?
I mean, the sky's the limit for this defense. We have a lot of talent. I've only been in 3 years, but I have a lot of vets, even Mebane, say, you know, it's the most talent he's seen on the defense. So the sky's the limit. We just got to go do it.
What's it like working with Gus Bradley?
What'd you say?
What's it like working with Gus Bradley?
It's amazing. He's, you know, he has these stories he's tell us before. I don't know where they come from, but every week he comes up with an amazing story to just have you ready to run through a wall for him. And coaches like that, then he can have all of his players ready to run through a wall. Like, it'll be a dangerous defense. So just listening to him talk and him teach and the way he motivates is a lot different than I've ever seen, but it's amazing.
So off the field, you were part of the trio of Chargers degrees that were obtained this offseason, including Coach Anthony Lynn, Austin Eckler, and you got your master's from Jacksonville State. I know you went back to school during your injury last year, but what did it mean to get that?
It meant a lot. I knew I was going to be hurt, and I knew I was out for the season, so just talking to my wife and stuff, she was just like, you know, do it. If you only do it to kill time, just do it. And I went back and did it, and I'm so glad that I did it, and it's out of the way. I was going to go back and do it eventually anyways, but to go ahead and get it out of the way so that, you know, when I'm done with ball, I can just turn the chapter and get started.
All right, and then lastly, what's your mindset heading into week 1 here?
Get a win. Get a win. Kansas City has gotten the best of us the last couple of years, so we need to go in here and get a win.
All right, thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Congratulations tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Haley, great stuff, and what a future, what a season this kid has in front of him. Chris Landrum, 2 sacks tonight. Told you about his story, the terrific rookie season a couple of years ago in 2016, then the shoulder injury that cost him all of last season, sustained it just 2 days into training camp. But as he told Haley, had a very fruitful offseason, went back and got his master's degree from Jacksonville State. And nicely done by him. Chargers expecting big things from that young man as one of the pass rushing complementary players alongside Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram. Happy faces for the Chargers as they win it in their preseason finale tonight here in Santa Clara.